Blair Witch for the Oculus Quest is finally here. In the first part of this video, I'll quickly compare the Oculus Quest 1 versus the Oculus Quest 2 visuals before going on to a full review of the game, and we'll finish the video by taking a look at a playthrough of one of the chapters. So let's start by quickly comparing the two Quest versions. With the Quest 2 you can expect improved graphics. This means better texture quality and better 3D model quality, such as a dog fur effect being added to your canine companion Bullet. On the Quest 2 you can also expect some added VFX effects, as well as improved lighting and higher pixel density. And one of the more noticeable improvements for the Quest 2 is the added foliage, such as shrubs and grass, which you can see here in the side-by-side comparison. But whether you're playing it on the Quest 1 or the Quest 2, I don't think you'll be disappointed, as for me, both versions looked great and played really well. So now let's take a look at a full review of the game. Blair Witch Project starts off in 1996. A young boy disappears in Black Hills Forest, and as Ellis, a former police officer with a troubled past, you join a search party of police and volunteers to help track the boy down.
Let's find this kid. He's been through enough already.
You keep in contact with the search party through this radio, and also have your 90s brick-sized mobile phone, which you receive calls and messages on.
I'm almost there. I'll call you later, okay?
You can also play games like Snake on it, which is pretty cool for the nostalgia factor. So as Ellis, you search the woods along with your faithful companion Bullet. But what starts out as an ordinary investigation soon turns into an endless nightmare as you confront your fears and the Blair Witch, a mysterious supernatural force that haunts the woods. So let's start with the good. This game nails the horror atmosphere down to a T. It uses binaural audio, so headphones are a must, and the sounds of sticks breaking or bushes rustling, the wind in the trees, and even some low growls that you hear from time to time make you feel like you're surrounded by something supernatural. There are also orchestral tracks that feature at key moments to build the tension.
I didn't mean to.
The environments do a great job at giving you a sense of being lost in the vastness of the forest and being at its mercy. When it gets dark, you need to use your flashlight or camcorder to see, which just increases the sense of claustrophobia and vulnerability that you feel during the game. The atmosphere really adds to the psychological horror of this game, and that takes me to my next point. The game is a psychological horror game done well. The game doesn't rely on jump scares and gore to create horror. Now of course there is some of that in here, but Blair Witch is mainly about playing on your emotional and psychological states to frighten and unsettle you. Disembodied whispers, closed-in environments, and creatures that retreat into the shadows when you shine your light on them all work to put your mind in a state of psychological unease, and I loved it. The story itself is an interesting blend of Ellis looking for a boy lost in the woods, while also dealing with his own personal trauma from past combat experiences that seems to get worse as you progress further into the game.
You think you're up for it? Your health issues, they're not going to be a problem?
Sir, I'm not gonna screw this up. Not this time.
Eventually, you have trouble discerning what's real and what's just a hallucination caused by the trauma. The story isn't necessarily going to win any awards, but it did keep me hooked while I unraveled the mysteries of the boy's disappearance and uncovered Ellis's past.
Wait, is that... It's Peter.
There were also some puzzles along the way, but there was nothing that I found too difficult. But there were some very interesting mechanics, such as the ability to manipulate the real world by playing and rewinding tapes that you find on a video recorder that leads to some very interesting ways to solve puzzles. Also, the dog. You'll probably end up loving the dog Bullet, just like I did.
A candy wrapper? Really?
Bullet is your loyal companion that sticks by your side and keeps you grounded in reality while helping you find items or locate bad guys.
What is it, Bullet? What'd you find? Alright, good boy, good boy.
You can pet him, feed him treats and play fetch, which is a nice touch that makes Bullet feel all the more real.
Bullet, fetch!
And when it's pitch dark and you're wandering around the forest, you'll be grateful to have him there by your side. I got through this game in about 5 or 6 hours for my first playthrough, and there are also plenty of collectibles to find and some alternate endings which give some replay value here. So here is where I come to some of the things I felt that could be improved. So while the game does give the feeling that you're in a large forest waiting to be explored, you realise that it is actually still quite a linear experience. Much of the time, to progress further into the game, you walk through the forest, find an item, then Bullet gets a scent from that item and leads you on to the next section. There is a lot of walking involved too, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but caused the game to drag a little at times. There's also not much in the way of combat. Now, combat consists of shining your torch on enemies to make them retreat, which again isn't a bad thing if you're okay with this style of game that isn't heavily combat focused. Overall, I enjoyed this one. I really felt like I was taken on a journey into the mysterious Black Hills forest through the amazing and creepy atmosphere that just oozes from every part of this game. If you're after an immersive, psychological horror experience with a decent story and lovable dog to boot, then it's well worth checking this one out. Okay, here we are playing Blair Witch Project for the Oculus Quest. I'll just jump into a few settings, show you a few of those before we get started. So you've got your controls, some gameplay settings such as subtitles and language. You also have audio settings, which is fairly standard stuff. VR settings, so you can do a sitting mode. You also have a teleport mode as well. If you do smooth locomotion, you've got some comfort options there, and you can choose your dominant hand too, which is very nice. And we also have some extra controls here to do with the different equipment that you get during the game. So let's jump in and take a look. Okay, we're jumping into chapter 3, skipping a few chapters so we can skip past some of the tutorial stuff.
Did I pass out?
So Bullet here, our dog companion, has brought us a torch. He sometimes brings handy items like this torch, which you will definitely need throughout the game.
How did it end up back here? There's a tape inside. Might as well see what's on it.
So these tapes are really interesting in that sometimes the items in the tape will appear in reality, and so by rewinding them to the right part, items appear, and it can lead to some real interesting ways of solving puzzles.
Here a minute ago. This tape, did it just... No, that's not possible. Get it together, Ellis. It's probably Peter's. Maybe Bullet can catch a scent. Bullet!
So Bullet has a very good nose for these things. I'm going to pass it under his nose. He will catch the scent and lead us to Peter.
Good boy. Now you do great on the force if you weren't so stubborn.
I'll follow Bullet now. As you can see, tons of atmosphere in this game. You need this flashlight, and the darkness just seems to surround you, and the sounds, everything just oozes atmosphere.
What's the matter, buddy?
So bullet will alarm us to trouble, and we have these. I have no idea what these are.
It's definitely me. Better now, Bullet?
That seems to have calmed Bullet down. He's okay now. I haven't explored beyond this point, so this is going to be all new to me. This is very creepy. I'm glad I have Bullet here. Though he seems to have disappeared on me.
Bullet, what's wrong?
Ever since something bad is coming up. Okay, handprint. I guess I have to touch that. Don't want to.
Get a grip, Ellis. It's just a tree. Come on, Bullet.
It wasn't too bad. I was kind of expecting something to happen.
Base to Ellis. I think we found the ravine you were talking about. Any updates on your side? Base?
Yeah, actually, you know if anyone's ever done any construction work out here?
Like what?
Like reinforced concrete, foundations, or trenches?
Trenches? Well, there hasn't been any military presence in these parts since the Civil War. Ellis, are you sure?
I know what I'm seeing, Lanning.
All right. It's just... Yeah, we're gonna look for that campsite and the trenches, or whatever they are. Over and out.
A candy wrapper? Really? Come on, Bullet, you can do better.
Sometimes he brings useless stuff, which is quite funny. Rubbish and junk and things. What's this? So, rusted out car. He's got something else.
Another tape? Let's see. Wait, is that... It's Peter. Let's call Lanning. Ellis to base. Peter didn't run away. He was kidnapped. I found a tape. It shows the man who did it.
What? How did... Wait, a tape? In the middle of the forest? Ellis, are you serious?
Yeah, those tapes, they make things appear, but there's no time, Lanning. We have to find the kid. He's in serious danger.
Ellis, even if that's true, I can't let you go alone.
We don't have much choice. Look, I won't do anything stupid. I'm just gonna find him and wait for you to catch up. Over and out.
No, Ellis, wait! God damn it!
I've got a bad feeling about this. A real bad feeling.
What's going on, boy?
Do I have to go down here?
What is it, boy?
Oh god. Can we wait till morning? This is not good. What is that? close my eyes right now. Come on. Work. Whoa! What the? What the was that? That's about it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's been useful. Do remember to hit that subscribe button and notification bell for similar content like this in the future. And I'll catch you next time.